Hello. Welcome back to Millennial Movie Talk. This is episode 74. I am Michael. I am joined by Alex and Braden.
Hello.
How are we doing today, fellas?
Hello. Yeah, doing all right.
That was the wrong response.
That's Braden.
Yep.
Wrong response again.
That's Alex and that's Michael and I'm Braden.
And that's the way it goes.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
That's
the news.
That's the
I've watched Bruce Almighty. I know those quotes.
and
I
that's
haven't.
the end of
Have you not seen Bruce Almighty?
No.
Oh, dude, Bruce Almighty's great.
I prefer Evan Almighty.
Is that the
Really?
the child version?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
That's
seen
the
that
Noah's
one.
Ark
It's
one.
Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Steve Carell, Noah's Ark.
Well, aren't they both?
Steve Carell's in Bruce Almighty.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he gets the anchor job that
Bruce Almighty walked so Evan Almighty could run.
like an ostrich onto the ark.
Like a gazelle leaping for the kill.
A gazelle leaping for the kill.
This
Not
is
the lion leaping after the gazelle.
Nah, the
You might
gazelle's
wanna-
leaping for the lion.
Yeah, this is what they don't want you to know.
Killer
the
gazelles.
gazelles are the real killers.
Gazelles are really
Forget about lions and tigers. It's the gazelles you got to watch out for.
especially that one from
Gazelle
Zootopia.
privilege.
Especially the Shakira gazelle from
Yeah,
Shakira.
Shakira, mass murderer.
Stone hard killer.
Yeah, she's a war criminal.
She destroys anyone that steps in her path, including children.
Oh, right. Well, do you want to throw it to the news then?
I can.
So we can get off of that note.
Nope.
Alex, why?
Which one is it?
It's the next one.
Whoa. Oh, this week in movie news. Wow, movie news. Oh, I'm shocked by that movie news. That was an interesting one. Thank you. There's so much movie news here. Wow, I hope we can get all this movie news done.
Hey, guys. Do you know what Michaela's going to be one day?
A person?
My wife.
Oh,
He's
'cause
back,
Borat.
baby. Borat 2
Is that your
reportedly
proposal to
happening.
her?
This
Michaela, if you're listening, that's his actual proposal.
This
Right.
episode may age horribly. We don't know yet.
No. Oh, no. That's a thing that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Borat 2 is reportedly in the works. And apparently it's already finished filming.
Apparently, all of a sudden.
This comes out of
came out of nowhere.
no rumors.
There's mainly the only thing that was lead up to this is that someone saw Sacha Baron Cohen as
Dressed
Borat,
as Borat.
doing something in LA a month ago,
Right.
and now apparently they finished filming and they've actually screened it already for some people.
Jesus. Okay, sure.
Interesting.
And the heavy rumors is that it's going to come out just before the election.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
Oh, I can see how this is going to
I
go.
see. What's
and
happening
plot
here?
details I've heard, these are very, very, this is not confirmed. These are just rumors. This is, what we've heard around the old locker room talk we've got here right now.
Locker room talk. A bit of the grapevine.
That it is Borat who has now considered himself very famous from the first movie, and that he still wants to go out and do his journalist and be an interviewer or interview. Yeah, interview. I nailed that. And he dresses in a disguise.
Okay.
So that
Because he
people,
thinks he's too
because he
famous.
thinks he's too famous.
Okay.
All right.
It's
Which
like
I mean-
What did
Sacha
we all
Baron
think of the
Cohen
first
inside of
Borat?
Sacha
I
Baron
like
Cohen.
Borat.
I like
think
Borat.
I've not watched Borat in a long time, but I remember.
Surely
enjoying
that's
it.
just a commentary track, just going back and
Be an
visiting
interesting
Borat.
commentary track because I haven't seen it in a while.
Because have you seen it?
I have never seen Borat.
It's-
I've only seen the first maybe 3 to 5 minutes when it's actually him in Kazakhstan.
Yeah, it's
I also remember that nobody knew about the country Kazakhstan until
Until this
Borat.
movie,
real
yeah.
country people.
Yeah.
My
And
sister
yes.
is number 2.
That's some
prostitute
white
in
All of
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
And
It was-
obviously all the fucking quotes that came out of it.
Yeah, it was one of the more like first like cruder comedies I watched when I was younger. So
Yeah, definitely.
When did Borat come out?
that and Team America were probably like the first
Scary
two that-
Movie 1
2006.
was my.
I
first
definitely didn't see it in
movie.
2006.
Guys, you aren't using the full title. It's Borat: Cultural Learnings of America for Make Benefit Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan.
Praise to be your Jesus Christ.
So yeah, apparently they've shot the whole sequel and it's gonna apparently come out.
I mean, I'm interested.
This
This is
'cause,
very
like,
much
number
an El Camino.
This is
very
vibe from
random
last year.
news.
But like,
Where like no one even heard that they were doing a Breaking Bad movie, and then boom,
they
it
just kind
happened.
of
It
threw
came
it
out.
at you.
Well, and there wasn't even rumors of that, like even like a sighting of them because
They
they
came
were
out.
so out in the middle of nowhere that no one was around to see them.
That movie turned out to be awesome.
Yeah.
It's good.
So hey,
I mean, I have hope for this. Like the first one had like as like stupid as it is and kind of out there with some of the jokes and stuff,
It's quite good.
It has some heart to it as well. There's some like wholesome moments where he kind of like actually learns.
I have
things.
heard that. Yeah, I have heard that as crude and obscene as it is, and as like gross out humor it is at some point, like there is actually like a fairly good heart to this film.
The main part I remember was at the really fancy dinner party.
And they're chasing with the rubber fist.
Yeah, and he invites the prostitutes.
That's right.
Very funny.
I'm just gonna take your word for it on that one. That's a weird sentence to say just by itself. But
So we're definitely going to make Brayden watch Borat.
Oh, absolutely.
oh, good lord, this is gonna be a very weird commentary
Them the
track.
dictators.
What if it? No, but here's the thing. What if it hasn't aged well? What if it's really bad now?
Nah, because
What
it's
if there's-
satire.
What? No, but what if there's a one-off line about like some horrible thing that ended up happening?
Who knows? You can say any movie is dated now.
That's true. That's true. I mean, films are made in the past and they're released in the past because time is a
Son of a bitch.
true. You're not wrong. Speaking of a son of a bitch, COVID-19.
Covey.
Good old Covey.
Good old Kofi. As he's known around the block.
Covey.
Right old pain in the ass.
Covey. So I'm throwing sickness onto someone
Oh, damn.
and shooting the disease.
Youch.
And like
Can
Kobe,
we like cancel him?
and like
Yeah, I think
and like
he's cancelled
Kobe never
himself.
missed.
There we go. That's better.
There you go.
He has the power.
In some rough news, we hope they are like doing okay. And what they have, they're fine.
They're fine.
They're fine. I'm going to preface this by saying they're fine.
Shitty Newsweek people.
Don't get too concerned. Don't freak out. But The Rock and his entire family tested positive for COVID-19, which is pretty crazy.
Oh wait,
There you go.
now say the rest of that.
Jesus.
Say the rest of that. Finish that.
So they tested positive for COVID-19, but they have all made a full recovery and they're happy and healthy and well.
That's what that meant.
I also know that the Batman production got shut down because Robert Pattinson got tested positive for COVID-19.
Old Edward Cullen.
So I saw a lot of people making bat jokes. We'll see how well that ages.
The Batman.
But yeah, we hope that everyone stays happy and healthy and well. And if you're out there in a tough spot, please look after yourself. Stay careful. Stay safe.
Social distance.
Social
Wear
distance.
a mask.
Wash your fucking hands.
Don't be a Karen.
Wear a condom.
That's, you know what? Just good advice.
That is good advice.
Good
Alex.
advice overall, you know? And rounding up the news.
I was hoping you didn't segue off of it. So with
So speaking of rubbers,
Speaking of rubbers. Speaking of contraception.
speaking of Jimmy Caps, there are some dumb names for condoms, hey?
Never heard of Jimmy Caps in my
Jimmy
life.
Caps
Never
is
heard
a
of
very
that one.
British thing.
never heard of that one.
Speaking of funfetti.
Funfetti? What is it?
No clue.
Okay.
You got to roll with it,
Gotta
right?
keep going, man. I'll give you
Ridley Scott confirms they are working on a new Alien movie.
Was the last one they
Not
made
good.
Prometheus?
Nope. Alien Covenant.
Alien Covenant.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Not good
So
at all.
We forget about that one.
We forget about that one. There's a scene where actually there's one great scene. It's probably the greatest scene in cinema where it involves
it's the one with the white alien, isn't it?
It involves Brayden.
I mean,
Can't say that.
I'm just saying he's white.
And he's also in Prometheus.
He's also very humanoid, isn't he?
Yeah, he just looks like a big human. There's a scene in Alien Covenant where it's the greatest scene ever to be filmed in cinema. It involves two Michael Fassbenders
Oh, that's right.
and a flute.
Whoa, there's a flute? I didn't know there was a flute.
And there's a line. It's one Michael Fassbender teaching the other Michael Fassbender to play the flute.
Okay.
And then one Michael Fassbender says something like, "You blow and I'll do the fingering."
Oh, no, really?
Yep. And they're just playing the flute.
Incredible. I found it.
There we go. They're playing the flute.
I found yeah.
All
One's blowing and one's fingering.
Don't worry, audio listeners. The visual people don't see this either. That's it. If you can find "Don't Worry, I'll do the fingering," which would be before that, then they get that up.
Let me find
Okay,
it.
keep going.
I need to hear it now. Michael Fassbender saying to himself that
It's a text message.
he'll hold it and he'll do the fingering.
yes.
There it is.
Turn it up. There we go. He says it. There we go. This very awkward couple of 45 seconds of a little movie talk.
Wait, how's that? So did you say the main baddies those engineer dudes? in that one?
I don't remember, dude.
You said the white humanoid, and I spent the past like 5 minutes trying to remember what they're called.
Evil Michael Fassbender, who is main Michael Fassbender from Prometheus.
Yes, because
Too many Michael Fassbenders, first of all.
He's the one who brought the alien
Yep.
to the ship.
To the planet in Alien Covenant. And then he spent the next few years after Prometheus on that planet developing the alien, the actual alien, like what we now know as the xenomorph.
I was going to say, because there was the white one that was slightly more humanoid, wasn't
Yeah,
there?
they're the engineers or whatever they're called.
He
Alright,
was
okay.
at the end of that movie, the alien pops out of him.
Ah.
But it's not like the xenomorph. It's kind of like a early stage evolution of a xenomorph.
Right.
But in Covenant, Michael Fassbender develops it, and then you see the egg. You see the egg open, and then then we have our real xenomorph. It tears up, kills nearly everyone. Then it ends. I'm pretty sure it ends with Michael Fassbender switcheroo, where they think the good one is where they think the bad one. No,
Damn, they got you good.
when they too many benders, man.
When the bad one's dead.
They assume the bad one's dead and the good one's on the ship with them. And then he puts her into cryo sleep. And just before putting into cryo sleep, he says something that's like, haha, I'm the bad one. And then she's like, no. And then he's like, haha. That's it.
That's it.
Man, thank you for that summary of
That's
Alien Covenant.
Alien Covenant. Danny McBride's in it. And James Franco's in it for the beginning. It's a wild ride. There's a prelude. There's a prologue short film with James Franco in it a lot.
Okay.
And then James Franco's in the beginning of the movie for 30 seconds and he dies.
Okay.
His cryo sleep chamber catches on fire and he burns alive.
Oh,
That sounds like fun.
Mm.
Sounds like a good
He's in
time.
the prologue the whole time though.
Interesting.
So that's it. Alien Covenant. Am I excited for Ridley Scott's new Alien? Nah.
This is literally the news article. He's still working on another Alien sequel, though he seems unsure what approach to take after Alien Covenant bombed.
Yep. Because it wasn't good.
It's almost like you should maybe move on there, mate.
Alien Covenant. Just don't do
Not great.
Don't do Alien Covenant 2.
Alien Covenant 2 Electric Boogaloo.
We got to move on.
Yeah, we do. But there was a trailer that came out. James
Yes,
Bond,
No
007.
Time to Die.
Trailer 2.
Trailer 2, because trailer 1 came out a year ago, I think.
It
came out ages
This
ago.
movie was meant to come out in April or March, or one of them.
Yeah, its initial release date was
No,
it was literally about to come to cinemas, and then everything shut
everything
down.
shut
Got
down,
pushed
yeah.
back. Go bye-bye.
Bye-bye. But
But
yeah.
It looks good.
What do we think?
Looks like a movie.
It
It looks like a James Bond movie.
Can't deny that.
I mean, it looks like a James Bond movie. It's very action heavy, of course. A lot of like espionage shit going on. Looks like they're having a little bit of fun with this one.
Don't trust any James Bond movies. Been burnt by too many of them.
Yeah, no, but
Spectre did me wrong. Spectre looked awesome.
don't
And then
they?
Spectre wasn't awesome.
I
Don't they
cannot
do
remember
their-
Spectre for the life of me at all.
Yeah, no, neither can I.
Don't they do their good bad, good bad, good bad?
No, because
Skyfall was...
a casino. No, well, with the Daniel Craig's, technically, yes. But
Yes, that's what I meant.
in general, I mean...
What was before
they don't-
Skyfall?
Casino Royale. No, Quantum of Solace.
Okay, I haven't seen the first three.
You haven't seen...
I haven't seen Casino Royale,
Casino
Quantum of
Royale's
Solace.
the best one.
Wait, you haven't seen Casino Royale?
No.
Oh, dude, there's a
gets-
parkour scene in that. It's fucking dope.
He gets his nuts hit with a rope.
Oh yeah, it's rough.
I've seen that parodied in a movie somewhere. Except they put dog food on his nuts and the dog licks it. Or I'm on the weird side of Pornhub, either way.
Okay. I don't even
No,
know.
I think it was like Epic Movie or one of those
Probably.
sort of spoof
I don't
movies.
even know where to start.
Or that was
unpacking
just
that.
a weird repressed memory you had.
Jesus, Michael. Yeah. So,
So what?
yeah.
What
So
we
for the
doing?
Daniel Craigs, we had Casino Royale, which was good. Quantum of Solace was bad. Skyfall, which was good.
Quantum of
Spectre, which was
Solace,
bad.
Quantum of Solace.
Shit,
in
it's
terms,
been 5 years since we've had Spectre.
yeah. So Quantum of
Alright.
Solace, in the scheme of things, is better than Spectre.
Spectre's the worst one we've
Spectre's
had.
pretty boring.
Yeah. And so we're due for a good one, and it looks pretty good. What was that?
I don't trust the trailers, man.
Okay, that's fair enough.
It
You have to
looks
wait to see. You have
like
to
a
wait to
James
see
Bond
it.
movie.
Yeah.
I like
mean,
the-
yeah, it does look like in the end, it looks like a James Bond Mission Impossible movie. Like they all kind of.
When this came out earlier this week, or end of last week, I was sitting there watching it, and a thought popped into my head. I went,
What was the thought?
how many of these fucking movies have they made, and it's just the same thing? Like, it kind of boggled my brain.
They're starting to remake them now. That's the thing.
Like, and this is the thing. I was like, They're literally just the same thing over and over
Well,
again.
Christoph Waltz is now a villain that's already been in the James Bond movies.
Yeah.
Just replaying him. And I guarantee you Rami Malek's Dr. No.
Yeah, and they're just not saying it.
They're pulling a con.
Maybe he's Dr. Not. Yeah, that's right.
off-brand
They
Dr.
were
No.
constantly going like, oh, no, it's not Khan, it's not Khan, it's not Khan. Because everyone clued in that it was definitely going to
It
be
was
Khan.
Khan.
Oh, man. Just bring back Octopussy.
Mm-hmm.
I really haven't watched many of the old James Bond movies.
No,
either.
I've watched none. I've watched the first one.
You watched the first one?
Watched the first one. It's actually real good.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay.
I forgot what the movie was called, but I had them all on Blu-ray.
Damn.
Yeah, the only
you
one-
got the
All I've
Janelle
seen
set.
is Skyfall and Spectre. They're the only two I've seen.
Oh, you gotta watch Casino Royale.
Yeah.
You gotta watch Quantum of Solace.
I feel like I gotta watch those ones now.
Even if you just watch the Daniel Craig ones, I think you say it. That's pretty good.
'Cause I
Daniel
mean,
Craig's an excellent Bond.
Once you get down to it, how much of it is literally just rinse and repeat though? Because they've done
The second you start,
yeah.
whichever movie you watch first, you'll go to watch another one. It might be set before it. It might be after. It's the same film.
Mm-hmm.
Bless those spy action movies. Alex, do you have something to say?
Yep. I'm Alex. And I support this message.
I meant hit the yellow button.
Make sure to vote.
Yes, dear God. Please.
But vote for the right person.
And you know who that is.
Yep. He wears a red hat. It's Santa, ladies and gentlemen.
What are we on about?
Vote for Father Christmas.
It's about the money, money, money. We don't need your money, money, money. We just wanna make
Is that what I was meant to say?
Yes.
I'm still confused. What are we voting for now?
The election that's happening.
You know the
Oh,
one that
the
we have no
American
part
one.
in?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. That's
So
what
we
I
ha-
thought you were on about.
The one
Yeah.
that we just have to watch.
Yeah.
it's about the money, money.
We're here. We're back.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. We're going to play it one more time.
It's about the money, money.
Because Alex is...
The box office is open.
Well, it's been open for a while. It's just been boring. But we have new shit
Is it
this
just
week.
pretty much been old movies?
This is the first week where there's no old movies, so we brought it back.
Yeah. I am all for this.
I'm Alex, and I'm here to give you your box office breakdown. Also, I'll mention something about Milan, but until then, we're just going to keep going.
Okay.
We got Tenet coming in at number one. Surprise, surprise. Honestly, didn't do a lot of research this week. I'm pretty sure this is Tenet's first week in theaters. So, it looks like Tenet opened at $20 million and $20,200,000. So, that's good.
That checks out.
It's not good, actually. Not very good, but compared to all these other numbers here, it's kind of good. It's good for COVID.
Yeah, I was gonna say for
We're
the
at-
times.
we've literally had a reset now, so
Yeah, it's very good for current times.
bringing Tenet's overall worldwide budget to 152,300,000 off a budget of 225 million.
So they got a bit to go.
But it's COVID, so
Yep. So
I'm pretty sure they will just eventually put this out in video on demand way
Yep.
quicker than they normally would have.
definitely.
Number two, the movie we thought never would come out, which none of us have seen. It is New Mutants. New Mutants coming in at number two. I'm pretty sure it's the second week in US theaters. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. Who the fuck knows?
That. You know what? Yeah. That's enough. That's it.
Doesn't even look at
It's
it.
off 3 million. It made 3,700,000 and $695. So that's fun. It's now grossed 21 million.
It's done a third of its budget.
Can I finish?
You're
You cut-
rattling off numbers. It's kind
you
of
cut me in
difficult.
mid numbers. Some people care about the numbers.
Okay.
21,399,058 dollars
Damn.
off a budget of 67 million.
Yeah. So they're a third of the way. Got a bit to go. Let's see if they do it.
Who knows? But yeah, I don't know when I'm going to see it. I have no plans to see it at the moment. It's sad. So rip.
I do want to see it in the next week so that I can talk about it next show.
Number 3, we have Unhinged. This is the Russell Crowe epic. Sequel to Gladiator, prequel to Man of Steel. So
Wow, that's a lot. It's a lot to pack in one film.
it's big movie.
A lot of time passes there as well.
Yeah, huge. It's crazy what they can do with movies nowadays.
Damn.
Unhinged made $2,204,432. I said dollars twice there, but we'll just move on. Anyway, overall, worldwide it's made $23,835,640.
And it's sitting at average reviews.
I've heard it's a lot of fun, and Russell Crowe just is having a great time.
Okay.
So it's 10 mil off his budget. It's budget of 33 million.
So a bit to go.
bit to go, but, in COVID environment, can we say it's bad?
Yeah.
Who knows? Number 4. Now, this one, people may say, wow, Bill and Ted didn't even make $1 million of its first weekend in theaters. We have to remember, this was also a video on demand release as well as theaters. So,
And for majority of America, they are not open at all.
so
People don't want to go outside.
I would like to know, I didn't have enough time to look up to see if there's any projected numbers of how much it made on VOD, but we do, box office wise, we only consider theaters. So we're going to be saying that it made $879,450 of its first weekend, bringing it to a worldwide gross of $2,536,419 of a budget of $25 million, the highest budget Bill and Ted movie.
Okay.
Now we have the last one coming in number 5, The Personal History of David Copperfield. This is
That's the one I've been waiting to hear about.
Actually, this movie looks good. So
Shit.
Which one's this one?
This is
about
the
David.
Dev Patel one. I'm very interested.
Yes,
in
no, yeah, I am. I do want to see what this is.
this made $425,000. Yep, I'm not going to read the dollar. I've already said dollars. Rip me. Worldwide gross of $11,132,319 of a budget of $15 million. So nearly made its budget back. Now, if we talk about Milan, Milan maybe would have taken top spot here this weekend because people have calculated. I think Disney reported a certain amount of people actually bought Milan on VOD. It was $30 in America, and they kind of did a rough calculations, and it turns out Milan possibly made Disney $33 million this weekend. So
yeah. I think we know what Disney will be doing in the future.
I don't know. I think this is still not great compared to what they do on
Like in the theaters.
in the theaters.
Yeah,
'cause
but
most
fucking-
Disney movies would gross. This movie would easily gross $150,000 if it came out in theaters,
Yeah.
and especially with the weirdly inaccurate reviews that came out for it. Who knows?
Damn. That is very interesting.
Inaccurate reviews. huh?
Inaccurate reviews.
I haven't seen any, so
Haven't you?
nah.
The Rotten Tomatoes, most of them love it. Not love it. They gave it positive, but all the individual reviewers that I watch,
Don't like it?
Nah.
That's fair.
So yeah.
And yeah, Bill and Ted, they haven't released anything about like how it's doing, but like it's charted at like number 1 on all the VOD services. So it'll be interesting to see.
Well, Milan would be number 1.
No,
Mulan it's not
would
on
be
VOD.
number 1, yeah.
It's Disney Plus only.
Yeah. So
So Bill and Ted, I imagine, made a fair amount of money. It's very much a movie you could skip theaters for.
and you're going to talk about it in a little bit.
I will, because I didn't skip theaters for it.
Damn straight. And that's it. All right, so we're going to go into what we've been watching, I think.
Indeed.
There is a little button press. That's a loud boy.
See, it sounds loud in here, but I guarantee you on there, it's just fine.
Okay, I'll trust that. I'll drink the Kool-Aid on that.
Are we talking about the big ones first, or are we talking about
Yes.
individual?
I think you and me should fire off just the random ones.
You fire off your randoms because I've only watched the homework and
Right.
one of the big ones we watched.
All right, you want to go for your randoms first, Mikey?
I can do it. So I rewatched Space Jam
Fuck
on
yeah.
Friday because my girlfriend was doing homework and I was like, I'm watching a movie. And then we watched Horrible Bosses 1 and 2 because why the fuck not?
Can we just preference here that Michael did not do a segment this week, but he watched Horrible Bosses 1 and 2
You go and Space Jam.
and Space Jam.
Space Jam.
You guys.
Oh, really? And now you see me.
There's a parrot in the tree. Guys,
We'll
look.
get to that part.
Guys, look. There's a parrot in the tree.
It's a birdie.
He's got a big red
There
head.
is.
He's got the colours.
I'm sure the visual and audio listeners are loving this.
I just want people to
That's-
appreciate.
See, here's the thing. There's two parrots in the tree.
there's two
There's one there
parrots.
and one there.
I didn't see the second
They're
one.
double trouble.
I want
They
people
travel
to-
in pairs.
We've had some trouble
Oh,
with birds
one's
at this
gone.
house, haven't we?
We've
Alex?
got the weirdest podcast setup ever.
We got nature.
Where we're out in the like suburbs of Adelaide, Australia, and
We're on
we're
a
in
ping
a
pong table.
backyard on a ping pong table, just out with the birds and every
I'm
sound.
not sure they can see this, but I'm
outside.
revealing the ping pong table.
It's all right. Watch out on the YouTube channel. There'll be a ping pong tournament coming soon.
Yes,
Ooh.
the great showdown between the ping pong players.
Do it.
All of them.
All of them. All four of them.
And then, other than the other big
Yeah.
one, I watched
Would you watch, Michael?
Now You See Me.
Yeah.
Because girlfriend
what?
came over last night.
I
and
like Now You See Me.
I just put it on. Now, here's the thing. Here's the reason I put it on. I haven't watched it in a long time.
It's dumb.
When I watched it when I was younger,
Yep.
I really liked this movie. Watching it last night, I was like, oh boy. Oh.
Yeah.
The second one's even worse. There's
I
two
know.
Woody Harrelsons.
There is 2 Woody Harrelsons.
But they really stuffed up the second one because they should have called it Now You Don't.
Yeah.
They didn't.
But they did.
They had the perfect setup.
Yeah, look, I can't
Execution
tell
was
you
the
exactly why I used to like really like this movie.
I like it. Like from memory.
Don't.
It's
I remember the
it's just
final
really- it's
twist
just-
being weird.
Awful.
it's just really really dumb, like
Yeah.
how they do things and all this sort of thing. And then the twist at the end is kind of like
It's one of those dumb fun movies
yeah.
where you're just
So,
like,
I mean, if you don't
Yeah.
know what this movie is, it's pretty much just a magician heist movie with Woody Harrelson, Isla Fisher, Jesse Eisenberg, Dave Franco, Mark Ruffalo, Morgan Freeman.
Michael Caine? No.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's in it. He's
Oh,
in
cool.
it. Yeah, he's like the benefactor. So there's some set. There's
Pretty much a Christopher Nolan cast right here.
yeah,
and
it's ridiculous.
yeah, they're like someone's like giving them instructions on how to screw over the people that wronged this dude.
Yep.
This
They're
dude's
trying
dad.
they're trying to be Robin Hoods,
Yeah,
and they're
It's just
All
helped
they did
by-
was rob my time.
it's
they
just a
help-
cat and mouse. It's like a cat and mouse chase, but
Cat and mouse.
but
the
in
god of
between they
CGI.
do
It's a cat and
big
mouse game,
magic
it always starts
shows.
The same.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's
I'll sing
about it.
fancy.
You just have to accept that there's no actual magic happening. There's no actual illusions happening. It's all CG.
Yeah. But like
Great.
it was more bland than I remember it being
Aw.
too. I was
Very
like,
nothing.
I was kind of like, this is a fine background movie.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I really can't remember much of this film.
Yeah. Well, that's enough.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Now You See Me.
That's true. Alex, what random stuff did you watch?
I watched. Okay, so there's one main thing I want to talk about, and it's not on the list actually. But I watched the first 3 episodes of The Boys season 2 because it came out, and Amazon did something really dumb where instead of releasing them all at once, which they did with season 1, and they do with most of their shows, they are releasing 3 last week, 2 this week, I believe, and then just 1.
What?
You'd think in COVID, just drop them all at the same time. Don't know why they're doing it, but everyone's annoyed. Everyone's annoyed.
Yeah, like I would understand if you were doing 1 each week. I would understand if you dropped them all at once.
But I understand
That release schedule makes no sense.
because, well, here's the thing. The really weird thing is why 3 at once? 3 at once, then 2 next week.
Yeah, why are they descending?
Because, the whole thing was like, okay, I can imagine 2 at once because some shows do that.
Yeah.
Some they
they
drop
dropped
2.
like double feature.
3 is weird, but once you watch all 3 episodes, you go, okay, because you really need the 3 episodes to get on board. The show.
Okay.
Episode 1's pretty boring. It's weird.
Like, a lot of shows will do like the double feature
Yeah.
in the first week and then just one after that. Like sort of.
It's getting it like thank God the end of episode 3 picked up a bit, but it was kind of rough for a second there. Episode 3 turned out to be really great. But
you-
yeah,
Is season 1
worried?
looking better than 2 as of
I mean,
right
season
now?
1 was just so good. Like season 1, if anyone hasn't seen season 1, they should watch it. It's just insane, and season 1 was such a shock of how good it was. It's just really hard for season 2 to follow it up, but I'm sure it will. I'm sure we'll get there.
Are you
well, I mean,
concerned that people are going to drop off because of the slow start?
No, because if they stuck to episode 3, then they'd be in.
So I would assume they're hoping that people stick to episode 3 because they're already invested in the characters because they watched season 1.
But episode 1's fine. Like, it's not bad. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
a bit boring.
It's just not what people
There's a
hoped it was.
great scene in it where you guys are not going to have any idea what I'm saying.
No,
Where-
probably not.
I'll listen back to this
So-
after I've watched it.
We have Homelander, who is the head of the Seven. The Seven it's basically if corporations own superheroes, and superheroes were all just terrible people. You got Homelander, who is pretty much Superman.
That's him. Okay, yes,
Yeah.
I recognize him.
He's kind of the most scary. He's very scary. He's he always likes being in control. And now that the person who was running the Seven, like the non-soup that was kind of in charge of the team, isn't there anymore, he considers himself to be like he runs it. Everything has to be run past him.
Okay.
And the PR team, because they've lost a couple heroes on the 7 and they need to fill out the 7. She goes, hey, we've got this new superhero I want to show. He's multicultural, so the people are gonna love him. He's also blind, so having someone who isn't like, what's the word for them? Like he isn't like fully capable, I guess.
Yeah.
On the team, he's gonna do great for our image. And Homelander's like, oh man, hey buddy, I really like what you're doing there. You're like being a blind superhero. You're awesome. Like, I just have a question for you. Like, so if you're in the battle, what happens if I do this? And he grabs he uses both his hands and slaps him in the ears, but like crushes his head.
Oh Jesus!
Like crushes his ears and like his skull.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "What are you gonna do?" So it's like, "What happens then?" And then he fucking loses it at the PR chick and walks away. He's so
Damn.
scary.
Holy hell! Okay.
That's
Yaka rumba.
Yeah. Anyway,
I
it's
did just find out a spoiler because the comics exist, and I googled, and I shouldn't have.
what's the spoiler?
I'm not telling you.
Okay. Anyway,
You'll be grumpy.
I know most of the spoilers for the show anyway.
Oh, okay, that's fine then.
Anyway, so yeah, stick with it. It's looking like it's going to get better. Cool. I also watched Watchmen. This is the... You right there, Braden?
Yeah, I got like a cold shiver or something. I felt something crawl on my ankle. I thought it might have just been the cord, but I was scared it was a spider.
It's just we have invisible spiders in Australia.
Ah, shit.
Anyway, I watched Watchmen, the Ultimate Cut, because for some reason when they upgraded it to 4K, they went... Okay, if everyone doesn't know, there's 3 cuts of Watchmen. There's the director's cut, which goes for 2 hours and 42 minutes.
Yep.
No, it's director's cut. This is just a theatrical cut.
Snyder
Director's
cut.
cut goes for about 3 hours.
Yep.
And then there's the Ultimate Cut, which goes for 3.5 hours. The Ultimate Cut includes animated sequences from the comic that were in there about just a kid reading a comic book.
Yeah.
Gerard Butler's the voice of the character.
Oh, okay.
Very interesting. Very cool. But they chose that one to upgrade to 4K instead of maybe the director's cut, which everyone agrees is the one you should watch.
And there isn't a choice?
No.
That's weird.
Because the 4K's only got Ultimate Cut. Then you get like a Blu-ray with it with the director's cut on it.
Oh.
But it's not on 4K.
That's weird.
That's
So, yeah. I watched it. Looks great in 4K.
Wouldn't you rather do it the other way?
I don't know.
Put the Ultimate Cut on Blu-ray and put the
It's weird.
Director Cut on 4K.
If you look on JV Hi-Fi's website and you go to the if you go to the 4K release of it, it's got 1.6 stars out of 5. And the only it's not because of the quality, the sound, the picture quality. It's just because people are so mad that it's the Ultimate Cut they chose to put on 4K.
I want to find the Amazon reviews.
So, yes. Other than that, it's such a cool movie. I like Watchmen a lot. I've always liked Watchmen. I've read the graphic novel. I really like the graphic novel. But yeah, Watchmen.
Yeah,
everyone watch
I
it.
do like Watchmen.
And then I watched Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey again, and I watched Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure again.
Hell yeah.
Because Netflix upgraded Excellent Adventure to 4K. Not Netflix, Stan. Upgraded Excellent Adventure to 4K, so I was finally able to watch that in 4K. Bogus Journey still in HD, but we'll get there one day. Bogus Journey's not everyone's cup of tea.
Something that I just thought of, because I don't think I have. When you're watching these films from like back then in 4K, is it just sort of like you can see every individual bit of grain?
It's crisp.
Well, it is crisp.
It looks good. Bill and Ted looks great
Okay.
in 4K.
Cool. Yeah, I've never actually...
Some don't hold up as well, though. It depends. It's like, I consider...
If they've got like effects?
I think Spider-Man... No, not effects, just grain, though.
Okay, yeah.
Some of them are pretty noisy. Like, I think one of the worst ones I've seen is the Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
Like, Spider-Man 2 looks fucking great.
Okay,
Spider-Man
good.
1 doesn't look as good.
Weird.
So that's weird.
Space Odyssey looked good.
Space
when we
Odyssey looks
first got
great.
the 2K TV, that's like one of the 4K TV. It's one of the first ones we put in.
The Apes films look great. Yeah. So, and the best one I have is not... It's a new film, so obviously it looks the best. It's Fallout. Mission Impossible Fallout is amazing.
Oh, that would.
So, yeah. But, which one are we talking about first? We've got 2.
You also watch Rashomon.
I do watch Rashomon. Rashomon's really good.
Is this your first Akira Kurosawa film?
No, I've seen Seven Samurai.
Okay.
It's real good.
Have you watched it before?
Nope.
Braden didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it. It was a homework and I didn't watch it. I am probably going to watch a bunch of Akira Kurosawa films this week to make up for that fact. Because, well, I mean, I have to watch them anyway because we're doing a assessment at uni on Akira Kurosawa. So I will be watching a bunch of Akira Kurosawa over the next couple of weeks, and I'm sure Alex will be as well.
All right. Well, since you're on the topic of Bill and Ted, how about you talk about the new one?
Oh, I'll talk about okay, guys.
And then we can talk about the one we all watched together.
Guys, it's okay. We've got it. Sorry, drink bottle, glass. Fuck. Anyway, I saw Bill and Ted Face the Music in theaters. So Bill and Ted 3, the 29-year sequel
Jesus.
to Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Yep.
If anyone hasn't seen Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, watch it. It's insane. It's one of the rare sequels that's really good because it's just so different.
Yep. It's just bonkers.
Yeah. Anyway, so Bill and Ted Face the Music came out. It comes out tomorrow here in Australia in theaters, but they did advanced screenings for Father's Day.
Ah, that's where we saw it.
Yeah,
okay.
they did advanced screenings for Father's Day in theaters on Sunday, and I took my friend James, not my dad, to go see it because him and I are the biggest Bill and Ted's fans.
That's fair.
Yep, Brady's looking at the Rotten Tomato score.
Yep.
So happy. It's the highest rated Bill and Ted movie. Not
It
my
is.
favorite, but the highest rated.
I am honestly
Is number
Number still number one. Number
I'm-
one's amazing.
surprised.
Do you have it 1, 3, 2?
1, 3, 2. But I had no choice but to give Bill and Ted a 5 out of 5, the new one. Woo! Because it's just exactly what it should have been.
Yeah.
It
That's what
is-
you wanted.
It's everything I wanted. It's just such a warm and nice movie. So it's easily the best sequel with a long gap.
Okay, yep.
Like that's it. I can't think. Dumb and Dumber sucked.
Yeah.
I can't think of too many other ones, but
No, I can't.
I mean, there is definitely a bunch
Yeah.
they have done, and
But
none of them are memorable.
Half the time, if it ever had that bigger gap, is them remaking.
Zombieland was fine.
Some of them was alright. Nowhere near the gap though.
Yeah. So I want a few things I want to mention about this movie is that most of it is they have a ticking timer going out through most of the film, and it's the runtime of the film.
Okay.
They have that. The daughters, the actor that plays Ted's daughter and the actress that plays Bill's daughter, they're both fantastic. Ted's daughter is so much like him, and like it's very. You look at her and you go, "That's Ted." And then Bill's daughter, it's a bit more subtle, but they balance each other out perfectly, and they were really great in the film.
The thing that you told me, which was hilarious, is that they've named their daughters
So
after each other,
so Ted named his daughter Billy, and Bill named his daughter Thea.
which is amazing.
Theodora, I'm pretty sure. So yes. So they're fantastic. Alex Winter, who has been on a hiatus from acting for a long time.
What was the last
Yeah.
thing he was
I can't remember.
notable at least?
I know he was in Lost Boys and he was in Bill and Ted. I can't remember exactly what else he's been in. But
So they were like the bigger ones. So was in before he stopped. All right.
But yeah, so he hadn't acted in a long time. He's mainly been directing documentaries and films. He directed the Smosh movie.
We forget about that one.
We forget about that, but he did that. He actually had to get acting lessons before coming back for this, and he's the best in the movie. He's old Bill. You look at him and you're like it's like no time has passed. He's just so good.
How's Keanu?
Keanu, here's the thing with Keanu. I think Keanu wasn't as Ted used to be.
Because Keanu exists more as Keanu now.
Yeah, it's like, I think because he used to be the surfer bro in everything. And now he's just
Like
Keanu.
John Wick.
badass.
He's like John Wick.
Yeah, badass Keanu.
He's badass who can make fun of himself.
So I'm thinking maybe he's lost a bit of that. He
energy.
can't tap into that.
That old dude bro energy.
But he's good in the film. He's Ted. You look at him and you go, that's Ted. He's in the movie. He's even like kind of the one that's kind of given up a bit more.
Yeah.
Like he has a line in his film where he goes, "I'm tired, dude."
Yeah.
He's like, "We've been banging our heads against a wall for 30 years, and I'm tired." So yeah, this movie's also
Sounds relatable.
got the Bill and Ted humor. The writers from the original movies are back, so they're the only two. Death is a scene stealer now that he's back.
Okay, cool.
He's so funny. But yeah, I mean, it's short. It's an hour and 30. It's perfect runtime. The movie ends. People would say it would end abruptly.
Okay.
I don't think that. I think it ended perfectly.
Now, see,
Um,
when they released the runtime, you were a little bit skeptical
Well,
because
no,
you're
because
like,
originally the runtime was listed as an hour and 18 minutes,
okay.
and I was like, that
seems
very short.
Okay. So it's a bit longer than originally.
But the
thought.
actual movie, not including credits, is about 120, 110. No, not 125 or 120. But yeah, and I have more things to say. Why am I stalling here?
While you're trying to remember, shout out to Bridget, who plays Ted's daughter, for landing such a large role as a non-binary person. Like, represent. Awesome.
Anyway, so fuck, lost my train of thought. But one thing was interesting with this is that they had to tweak it a bit because the trivia about Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. There's in the end credits. There's this scene where they go through a bunch of newspaper clippings, kind of filling in what happened after.
Okay.
And a lot of it's just ridiculous. Like they play on Mars. They go play on the moon. They play a show on the Grand Canyon. Death and the band split up.
Yeah.
Some of that they take, but that was never in the script. They actually, the post-production in the studio added that, and the writers had no input in that. And they didn't want it because they wanted to make Bill and Ted 3.
Yeah.
But all that came out and they said, we can't do it now because you've just kind of given away what happens to them.
Yeah.
So they had
weird.
to take that, get rid of some stuff.
Yep.
And kind of incorporate it. It's weird, but
Okay.
it goes all right.
because you just can't take that seriously.
It's
just
sort of it's like playing improv, and you've set something up, and then someone throws some improv at you, and you kind of have to just work with it.
So yeah, so this movie is basically, it's Bill and Ted. I haven't even said what the movie's about. It's Bill and Ted have always had the task of that their music brings world peace.
Yep.
The planets align, and and between alien races and even household pets, there's just peace, and they're able to communicate with it all. But the thing is, Bill and Ted haven't done it yet, and it's been 30 years. So,
They were meant to do it back in the
but
day.
now is not just that the world peace is gone, because they haven't done it. Time itself is folding onto it. So they have to. So not only do they have to bring world peace, they have to save reality.
Yeah, because it was meant to happen a while ago.
Michael,
All
the chords.
I'm glad it landed there
Yeah,
and not
it's-
actually onto the board
I'm
or
going to move that a
anything.
bit over.
Yes, that is fair. I did an oopsie.
Yeah. Anyway, so you had Bill and Ted who then hatch a plan. Instead of like the future pick them up, they bring them to the future and say, write the song now.
Yeah.
You've got 75 minutes to write the song, go. And they kind of lead them. And then they go, why don't we just travel into the future and steal the song from our older selves? And so their story of the film is them going further into the future to find, to see if they've written the song yet. While then the daughters are on a side quest where they are going back and they're grabbing historical figures like the first movie.
Okay, cool.
They're grabbing historical figures to fill in a band for them.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, their story is really good. But yeah, and then I think that covers it. That's
without
that's the plot,
spoilers or
without
anything.
spoiling anything. I thought this film did a really good job with like finally, because this is it. Like this is the other films. Yeah, they did save reality, but the films weren't about them saving reality.
Yeah,
it was them passing the history report and them destroying evil robot thems.
Yeah.
That's bogus. Yeah, that's bogus journey.
Checks
People
out.
in the future send back evil robot Bill and Ted and kill them. So this is the one about the song,
They did it.
and it's fantastic.
Or they might not do it.
You did say to me the other night that the
see.
song that they do.
The song is dope. It's on Spotify if anyone wants to listen to it.
Okay, cool.
It's called Face the Music.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, they kill it. Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter kill it, especially Alex Winter. Everyone comes to play. Kid Cudi's in the film playing Kid Cudi.
Fucking of course he is.
And yeah, they perfectly referenced. All the references were perfect. They weren't in your face.
Okay, good.
That's a movie.
Cool.
All right, from something.
And so, in summary again, your review?
5 out of 5. Go watch it if you're a Bill and Ted fan. It's everything I wanted.
Yeah.
So going from something 5 out of 5.
Jumping from one review to another review.
Going a bit lower. As we were talking about before, Mulan came out.
Did
Released on Disney
over
Plus.
the week. We'll say over the weekend.
yeah.
So us three got together to watch it,
Yes.
and
Some of us have thoughts. Some of us have other thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah. There are thoughts to be had about this film, and I believe everyone online also has thoughts about this film.
all right. I've watched the original
Yep.
and I was like never a big fan of it. Like I can't sit there and like quote it or anything.
Okay.
I've seen it a few times within my life. I thought this was all right. Like they definitely changed a bunch, and like I mean like wasn't a musical as well.
Yeah, that's the major change.
Yeah, it was fine. I wouldn't sit. There's definitely a movie like I'd have to probably put it on in the background. Like I wouldn't sit there and focus on it again.
Okay, yeah.
Or anything. Like I wouldn't go out and buy it, like pay for it again. Like because we all split the payment. Like
Well, you get to watch it again in December.
It's an expensive boy.
That's where it comes out for free in December on Disney Plus.
It's an expensive boy, and
I'm glad we all
so I
split.
guess that's my kind
We all
of
did it
summary
in
from
parts.
on the top. Alex, as someone who hasn't seen the original
I have seen the original.
in a long time,
I haven't seen it in a long time. Yeah, you're right.
what did you think?
God. As someone who hasn't seen the original a long time, you know what it's about though. You know the songs, you know all that, you know roughly what's there, what's not there. Even watching this film, it felt like something was missing. That's what most of the movie felt like.
And I mean, like, I think that's part in like just the music.
The music not being there. Even certain things, everything happens a bit fast, but then some things happen a bit slower. I think my biggest problem with it, and it's been talking to other people who are fans of the movie, and they hadn't seen it, and I've been talking to them about it, explaining to them, it's the fact that the original was about how women, or in this case Milan, can be better, can do what the men can do.
Yeah.
It's proving that women can fight alongside, and they can be bloody good fighters.
Yeah, it's like
alongside the men.
You shouldn't judge them based on their gender. You should judge them
she
based
had
on
no
what they can do.
superpowers at all, and it was just her proving, just by putting my mind to it, I can fucking be a good warrior, like a fantastic warrior. This, though, decided to take that and give her a superpower to prove that she was better than men.
I mean,
So-
like it wasn't giving her a superpower. It's the whole sort of idealism of chi.
No, they turned chi into a magic.
They
magic.
They take the idea
They
of
used
chi.
it with the other. It's not like she had like she couldn't transform or anything. The other chick that was in it.
Yeah, the other chick.
She was like actual.
But Milan could do shit like run on walls, and not just a couple steps. Like have a good 50 meters on a wall.
Yeah, like a wacky kung fu movie from like the 90s, 2000s.
I feel like I mean like watching this. Obviously, it's like obviously a live action.
Yes.
I feel like it took a lot of inspiration from those sort of Chinese kung fu movies in the way like the fights were and like all that sort of thing. Like you watch like the quick cut jumps around to different things. It's definitely looks like a modern.
It felt like a weird hybrid though. They didn't go too far into it.
Oh no! Like
But
it was more the fight scenes.
Yeah. I thought it's just weird because it's like the big message of the original film.
Yeah.
It's been tainted.
I legitimately didn't even realize that until you said it to me afterwards. And then I went, oh,
Now,
yeah, you're right.
on the other side, someone who really likes.
Did you change? Did your opinion
original.
change now?
So I think I'm still sitting at the same regard for it.
Yeah.
I think socially, I'm not as behind it as what I was. I mean, I wasn't super behind it. I've watched the Mulan 1 and 2 a billion times. It was put on almost in every single week of a Chinese class at my school. Still, the only thing I can say in Chinese is "Woduebuchi wabuji dao," which is "I'm sorry, I don't know." And it got me through my exam. But yeah, I've watched Mulan 1 and 2 so many times. I know them back to front. They're just ingrained in my brain. And yeah, definitely watching this, you can definitely see where major changes are made. They really pick and choose what they want to keep and what they want
Are we talking spoilers?
Yeah.
All right. So
I feel like we can.
Yeah. We'll give a star review.
Yeah.
I think I gave it 2.5. I think.
Originally gave it 2.5 as well, but the more I think about it, I've dropped down just to 2.
Yeah, well,
I think-
talking about now you see me dropping mine. Now you see me down. So don't worry about that.
No,
I'm gonna
I think
find what I
the
gave
2
it.
stars come from the set, like the location and the cinematography. I think apart from some shoddy CGI,
Yeah,
and
that's what I was going to come in with. There was some of the CGI looked really weird.
it looked really bad.
And then there was the sequences when like she used her chi.
They added a weird blur effect on the bottom
Around-
and the top of the frame.
It was like everything but the center of the
Yeah,
frame
it
was
was
kind
a
of
bit
blurred
off-putting.
Yeah.
It's like
It's like an Instagram filter.
Yeah, you know that Instagram thing
Yeah.
that you can do, and you can choose to just blur everything
yeah,
out.
looked a bit like that. But other than that, like I thought most of the fight scenes were good.
They were like choreographed well and stuff. It was just
I
more the
think-
CG. I feel like when it came to the fight scenes, it was like like that blur coming around and this
I didn't
off-putting
think
CG a
the
couple of
actress that
times.
played Milan was great. I thought she was a bit bland.
She,
I was gonna be honest.
Weirdly, I felt like the only reason I was connected with her was because I was connected to the character.
That's it.
from
And
nostalgia.
I'm not connected to the character at all through that.
I thought she
They
was
didn't
alright.
really-
Like I didn't like she didn't stand out. I don't think
Yeah.
anyone.
I didn't hate
owed-
myself watching the movie.
No. No, like the thing
I
is,
initially gave it 3.5.
Yeah.
I then brought it down to a 3.
Yeah.
I still liked the movie though.
I don't think I'll ever watch it again.
no,
Yeah, I can
definitely-
understand that. I definitely liked it because of the direction they took in really like putting it in
Well-
the Chinese culture and
plus
like Asian culture of
Something
like
they
kung
did,
fu movies. and
like
stuff.
obviously, like they started the movie from a lot earlier than they did with the original.
Yeah.
Like we got a lot of backstory.
But they got rid of the haircutting scene too. They got rid of some of the best scenes in the movie.
They did get rid of some of the most like iconic thing, and we didn't have Mushu either.
No
Yeah.
Mushu, no
You
songs.
had a-
We had a phoenix.
You had a phoenix
Oh,
that
that
only she
fuck-
could see.
There's a shot towards the end of the film.
Oh, when she's standing on the
where
scaffold
she's
and the
standing on
phoenix
like a
spreads its wing.
scaffold, and the
Yeah.
phoenix comes behind her and spreads his ring.
It's
wings
very
and
cheesy.
lines over there.
cheese.
It's
It's like getting slapped in the brick.
very. I think when it happened, we all just groaned.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they've also
it could have been cool, but they
like
just-
all right. Before I continue like to shit on little bits of things.
Yeah.
I do have to accept. Like I have to give them props for like having the balls to change.
Wasn't like
And
this-
that's what we did talk about. That's like
Yeah, not
things-
like the Lion King when the Lion King was practically shot for shot.
yeah.
they like changed things. And
Yeah.
it was like
Just
I think that was the reason why I still like it. Is because I kind
It's
of think of
different.
it as its own thing.
I think Jungle Book and Beauty and the Beast are still my two favorites.
yeah.
Beauty and the Beast was really good.
I haven't seen the
and
Beauty
what
and the
they
Beast or Jungle
added
Book
to
yet.
Beauty and the Beast was interesting.
Yeah. See, they more like this. They didn't add anything. They took things away.
They
Yeah.
added backstory and a witch.
Yeah, they added a witch,
Yeah.
which I will talk about.
I was literally. I want to talk about that one too.
Which we will talk about the witch after.
Yeah.
Are they all like they removed the Khans, so it's not like the Khans anymore.
Yeah,
Well,
they've
the Mongols.
changed
Huns?
they've changed
Huns.
that.
Yes. The Huns.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about different
the
Mongols.
Huns.
Yeah, they
It's an army full of Benedict Cumberbatches.
yeah, it's
Huns.
it's a weird one.
Khans.
There's not as much of a
Do we spoil it?
there's not as
We
much
gave
of
our
a
review.
presence of a friends as much.
No,
which I was really disappointed by because I really like Jimmy Wong, and he was still really good,
nothing happens with the love interest either.
but they only get like 2 minutes of screen time.
Yeah,
it
they
feels.
they're only really there at the like when they're training.
Yeah.
To kind of just goof around and say some things.
Yeah.
And then at the end to take her side. Really.
I legitimately feel like thinking back on it, I can only think of maybe 2 minutes of the film.
I can't think of a lot of the film either.
No,
Can
only
we spoil?
like with the friends. Like
Yeah.
Oh, with the
only
friends.
2 minutes with them.
Can we spoil now?
Yeah.
We're going to go into spoilers now.
Spoilers for Milan. If you want to watch it or pay $30 for it, go do that before coming back here. Anyway, spoilers. Here we go. I think we all agree. Well, most of us agree that the witch was her redemption was handled poorly, almost to the fact where I didn't even know they had her redemption. I thought she was still bad before she got hit by that arrow.
Yeah,
she's set up as this like
confused by her character.
She's set up as this like outcast. Like she's been used by these like the baddies in this movie.
They
like,
set up that so they've introduced chi, and that chi can be used like a mystical power. This woman who can access her chi is considered a witch, and she has magic powers, and she can change into a crow and all this shit. And an eagle, and then like a bunch of also little bats or some shit. I don't know. They never really explain what it is.
No.
What they do is they go, okay, this character's backstory is going to be that she's the right hand person to the main bad guy. And the reason she's the right hand person is because she believes that no one's ever going to accept her for anything at all. Because she is a woman with chi and has these powers.
Yeah, like they set her up like why she's like this.
Yep.
Fairly well. Like they did a good job with the development of like the character.
I
But then, like,
believed why she was doing
But
it.
then like towards the end, like she has like one confrontation with Mulan.
It's a
not-
line of dialogue, and she switches.
without like realizing Mulan's a chick, I think.
Yeah.
And like she then goes
I think it's implied that
Yeah.
she knows,
yeah, she knows something's up.
but yeah.
And then like at the end
She whoops her ass too.
they get to the Forbidden City or whatever
the
wherever
clone
they go.
room, the big throne room, I guess.
Yeah.
The clone room.
The Imperial
and-
Temple.
Yeah,
where Jet Li was hanging out.
They have like one line of dialogue. She flies off, and then Mulan's about to get shot
Yes.
with an arrow, and she sacrifices up. All of a sudden,
I didn't even know she was good. Me too.
I had switched on to it a little bit just because I think Michaela was also here and watched it with us. Michaela and I both saw it from the perspective of, in the sense of a woman being accepted. When she saw that a woman can be accepted with this chi power.
Michaela said it was dumb too, though.
No, it's very quick and very dumb. They really should have fleshed it out more. But it's more so the thing of like standing with your fellow woman. Like, but it's so quick.
Rush, quick,
Yeah.
and dumb.
Yeah, it's absurdly quick. You really
And
have
I
to.
didn't care.
No.
Couldn't care less.
Yeah, it was
Realistically,
really
I
strange.
didn't overly care for many of the characters though. Like,
I don't
They
even think I
let you
cared for
connect with
Mulan.
them.
no.
Here's the thing, though. It was never believable throughout the whole film that she would not be mistaken for a woman.
I mean, yeah, when you are watching it in the animated version, it's like they can do a lot more.
They could have
tricks
done
and
things.
stuff. She obviously like binds her torso, and
Someone's saying that Awkwafina would have been a great choice.
that would be a very different movie.
I would have rated it. I'd rate it because, I mean, no offense to Awkwafina, but she could pull off looking like a man more than this girl.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Fair.
She would have been a good choice. Awkwafina would have killed it.
But yeah, I think it is very weird. I feel like it relies on you being connected to the characters from the original. That I feel like they don't
Shouldn't, though.
duper like develop everyone together.
The reason they're doing these live actions is they're trying to bring it to a new generation.
Yeah,
So it shouldn't require you being
To
connected
have-
to the old ones.
Yeah.
But
you are correct.
they are.
Yes, you are correct in
They're-
both regards.
They're failing, and they keep making them.
It's interesting. Do we have any others lined up? Are
Little
they doing
Mermaid.
more?
Little Mermaid.
Oh, that's right.
Mermaid,
That's
and
the
there was
only
one.
one.
There was
we
one.
looked it up.
There was one more.
No, Little Mermaid. Cruella.
Cruella.
But
That's
that's
right.
more of a like
Maleficent.
Maleficent take
You're
on
gonna
it.
say magnificent?
Magnificent, yeah. So Little Mermaid's coming out, and there's some interesting parts to look forward to. The Little Mermaid, Awkwafina's in the Little Mermaid. So it's David Diggs.
Hell yeah!
Awkwafina is playing Scuttle.
Oh really?
Yep.
Oh okay. That I'm interested in.
David Diggs is playing Sebastian, and Melissa McCarthy is playing Ursula.
Oh
Yeah, we did talk about that the other day. Kind of. As a,
wow! I just went on a roller coaster ride in my head where I was going up and then enjoying it so much with Awkwafina and David Diggs, and then the roller coaster derailed and I died.
I think she could be a good Ursula.
She could. It's not the worst choice. I did say it could be something like
Angelina Jolie.
could be someone like Amy.
What if they
Schumer
just
or
get
Rebel
Angelina
Wilson or
Jolie to be
something.
Cruella?
Yeah. No, Emma Stone's Cruella.
Oh,
She's been Cruella for a long time. She has
Okay.
been cast as this.
I feel like I've
character
seen
forever.
like how people,
There's footage.
people
There's
share like
actually
fake posters
No,
and shit.
there's natural image of her. It's Cruella.
Is there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a look.
You have a look.
Anyway, audience reviews for this film
Yeah, they're low.
are pretty low. Oh yeah, I have seen that. Wow, yeah, that photo's existed for ages, hasn't it?
Yeah, she looks good actually.
Yeah.
When's it coming out next year?
Next year.
Yeah, they're slating it for next year. We'll see.
Doubt it. But
We do
yeah.
have.
Overall, two out of 5.
Yeah. I'm sitting in the 2.5. It was all right. Like it
I'm
wasn't.
giving-
It didn't. It was kind of where I thought it would have been. Like it wasn't. It was not. Actually, it probably passed what I thought because I thought it was going to be a lot worse than it was.
That's the thing that everyone thought was gonna fucking suck.
Yeah, so I think expectations were so low that it actually did
Yeah.
all right. Again, I'm giving it a 3. I really like its aesthetic. Like they absolutely nail like
Costumes are
colors,
good.
costume design. It
Cinematography.
should definitely be up there in like award nominations. Like it's just gorgeous. And yeah, everything they do in that regard is excellent. Yeah, it's a weird one. It's a very weird one.
You wanna play?
What is going
You
on?
don't watch this in the day. Don't worry.
What is going on?
We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Okay.
Secrets.
Yeah. All right. We got one more movie we got to talk about. It's a homework segment.
Homework segment.
Braden, what did you choose for
Last
us?
week, I chose in honor of the wonderful Chadwick Boseman. In his memory, we watched The Five Bloods. Alex, you'd already seen it.
Yeah, I've seen this before.
You talked about it on the show back then.
I did.
And then we hadn't seen it.
We had not.
You were 1,000,000% right about how graphic this film is. Good Lord.
The fact that Netflix does not have a warning.
Yeah, I saw a lot of articles when I was Googling around afterwards about how like people are furious that there isn't a warning,
no warning.
for a film that within the first 2 minutes.
You see a real death.
Yeah. And
But hey, you've been seeing that. Hey, if you've been on TikTok, you've probably seen that now too.
Oh.
yeah, that's horrendous that is going around. Very, very, I mean, it makes you lose faith in humanity, to be honest. It's kind of fucked up.
I haven't seen it. I don't want to see it.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't either.
I'm glad you haven't seen it.
I have friends who have seen it and they watched it multiple times.
Ugh.
Yep.
Sickos.
All right, let's talk about the five bloods.
The Five Bloods.
I reckon Spike Lee fucking nails this. Like the cast that you get here, like the 4 main guys you're following, and then like the son who's also there, and going back in the past, and Chadwick Boseman being there as Storm and Norman.
They were
fucking great.
I enjoyed this film a lot. Like
Yeah.
for something 2.5 hours long, it didn't feel 2.5 hours.
It was a long boy.
I was invested in like the characters and everything. Like, what surprised me though, like Chadwick wasn't in it as much as I thought.
Yes.
I thought there was gonna be a lot more like. I said when I said flashbacks when I was talking to Alex before, he like kind of said it's not as much a flashback, it's a memory because they're still old in there.
Yeah, they remember themselves
In
as
that
themselves.
situation, yeah. So I think like
Yeah, because they're not flashbacks, they're memories.
yeah.
Can we just quickly while we're on the flashbacks, the fucking incredible work that Spike Lee did in the flashbacks, where it changes aspect ratio and it's shot on 16mm film.
And then when it goes to the jungle, when they're in the jungle, it goes back
Yeah,
out.
yeah, because when they're in the city, it's
goes
like
to
the
IMAX.
bars.
I
Yeah.
fucking love it. It's just it's so good.
Dude, the scene I really did like. I found myself giggling at is when they're on the boat and they're all like offering all the things, and he's like, "Man, I don't want the chicken."
Yeah, man.
No.
It freaks out.
Yeah.
But like, all right, like character wise,
Yes.
probably like the one like I thought they did like the best job acting wise was the dude that played Paul.
Yeah.
Paul's
Like-
the scene stealer.
He is like as a
Cat-
performance,
Yeah,
to
like
do that.
Paul's character, like you cannot like redeem the way he acts or anything like. But you can understand why he's like that.
Yeah.
Like you can understand like he's messed up
when
from the
you're
war.
given the context.
Yeah, when you find like when you start learning a little bit more, but like from the first, you know, people like get affected from the war.
Exactly.
And obviously he's the one that was affected the most. Like everyone else kind of moved on. He was kind of
Yeah, and he's also felt like he's been cheated out of everything in life, which is now why he's a Trump supporter, because he wants to get his now.
Yeah. It's a very good comment by the wonderful Spike Lee.
because you got this black dude
How he's-
who's incredibly racist
Yep.
towards the people in Vietnam and stuff. Like
Yep.
he can't see past his own own thoughts.
He's just a vessel of hatred and anger.
yeah.
He's a rough lad.
And like a bit of that is obviously the result from the war, and there's a lot of guilt with stuff that happened back in the war that
Yeah.
you find out a bit late. Like you find out that really late on.
Yeah,
And, like,
there's some very good.
There is
reviews
a
they
moment
do.
like obviously it's within his memory.
Yeah.
that he kind of lets go of that guilt.
Yeah.
and that's yeah.
It's-
That's while he's on his own in the
It's
jungle.
excellent. It's so good.
But I thought the other like 3 were pretty good.
Otis.
I liked
Yeah.
Otis's character. You had Otis, Eddie, and
Otis was the oldest one, wasn't he? He had the mustache.
He had like the,
the man
little
bun.
ponytail.
He was the one who was like really tired all the time.
He was one
yeah,
on
he's the one.
opioids.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was that's it. Yeah, I gotta say the main core cast, their chemistry is impeccable.
Yeah, like
One sec.
you could
You believe that these guys serve together and all get along, but
yeah.
kind of hate each other at the same time.
you feel like the bond they have.
Yeah.
But like, it took a lot of turns I didn't think was gonna happen.
Yeah, they really are not afraid to twist up the plot in this one. They really keep you on your toes. They do an excellent job with sections where they do some incredible tension. I thought the soundtrack fucking slaps with that like classic like 70s style vibe to it, and like earlier before that. But the fucking message that they bring in this and the history they teach, so well done.
Like after I'd watched this, I went and I was like, oh, I wonder what most people like reviewed it on Letterboxd. And I was scrolling through, and like dotted in between, there were so many like half-star ones. And like, man, Spike Lee did it right with Black Klansman, but he's just shoving the message down your throat in this one. And I was like, Not really.
I was like, yeah, I considered it the same as Black Klansman. I was like, he's fucking teaching people.
And you can tell it's Spike Lee because the second to last shot is the moving hallway while they're standing still. And I was like, there it is.
Yeah.
I thought the scene when Paul's son David steps on the landmine just after we've seen Jimmy. Spoilers.
Eddie.
Eddie. Is it Eddie?
Yeah.
Eddie. Yeah.
Spoilers.
After we've seen Eddie die.
Yeah.
Which
Like, because I didn't.
Which shakes you. I gotta say, since we're in spoiler territory now, the entire time they are walking around the jungle, I was just tense as fuck, Vietnam is full of landmines.
Like,
they set it up too early in the movie when
he meets
that
lamb.
kid.
Yeah.
And he sets off the firecrackers and scares them.
Yeah, no, I was talking about lamb.
Lamb. The people that.
Oh, those
get
people.
the
Yes,
lions
yes.
there.
I thought you were talking about the kid who didn't have a leg.
No. Shit.
You're right.
Oh yeah, no. So like, I just paused the movie. I paused the movie at one point. This is just before they find the gold bars.
Yes.
And like, I saw there was still a fair bit left.
Yeah.
So I didn't think they were going to get to like the gold bars yet.
Yeah.
When he goes to go to the bathroom and he's scrolling down, like moving down the hill, and he hits the first gold bar. I thought that was a landmine. At first.
I totally thought
And
that was a
then as
landmine.
the
I
dude-
shat a brick.
And as the dude in the red shirt was like scanning around, I was like, is he going to step on one?
Yeah.
Is he going to step on one?
Every single one they were going for, I was like, they're getting the gold, but it also could just be a landmine.
Yeah.
This is fucking terrifying.
But like, the thing is, like, once you like sort of, I don't know, knew the threat, like, like it always sat in the back of my mind, but I didn't expect Eddie to go, but it was like, now that you think about it and in like the context, like,
Eddie was the one to go.
it's very much, you can tell it's about to happen because he's walking backwards,
yelling away from everyone else.
He's yelling at them, and he pauses for a second, and then he starts to yell like 3 big words or whatever he says, and like on the last one, he steps on the landmine and goes.
And it's just so graphic. Like,
no arms and legs. He's just got the like, little torso.
it's
there.
fucked.
But
and
no.
I mean, it represents exactly how horrible it is.
But when the son does
It's
step
tense
on,
as hell.
It's so when David,
And then, them saving him is a excellent tense scene.
in that moment, because like you find out later, like you can see it like as it happens that Paul and his son, like there's
tension.
there's
The
tension.
relationship
Yeah.
between them is my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, and like this
It's
is like the
so
one,
complex.
Like one moment in the film, like you see him love his son. Like he's like, shit, my son almost
Yeah.
died. Like he as soon as he's off that landmine, he grips him tight and everything.
That entire sequence and the tension in that sequence, it's almost the one time you see Paul like keep it together. Like he straight up, everything else going on in his life switches off. Everything else, the fact that he just watched one of his friends die, like buddies from the past, like everything just switches off. He purely cares about saving his son, and it's fucking powerful.
Where I didn't see the movie going, and like, in if I tried to explain it to someone, like the movie, they'd probably think this seems a bit ridiculous, and I'd understand. So when they go to meet the dude, like to take him out of the
After
thing,
the
whole Viet Cong people rock up, try and steal the gold, and start like shooting, and then there's a whole battle at the temple and stuff, and I'm like,
it's a little Hollywood.
it's a little like all the way up until that point, you could believe that this was like a thing happening.
Oh, God,
like, some old dudes going back to find their buddy,
Yeah.
and retrieve the stuff they left. They're like doing it together.
It
sort
straight
of
up
thing.
could have been at the end, like a true story. This is where they are now. Like
Yeah.
I totally would have believed it at that point.
I didn't
and
hate
then
it.
when the fight,
Like I
happens,
didn't
it's like,
hate it, but like in my head I was like, oh, this is like it's not where I saw it going.
yeah, it's a crazy big fight.
But like to also think about, I didn't also think the dude that they were going to trade the gold through was the one to fuck them over.
Yeah.
I was like, all
Both
right.
of them in Black Klansman too.
Yep.
They're
fucking good. in
The
Black
two
Klansman.
friends. The two friends of
the lamb chick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's Felix.
Felix,
yeah.
and then the one, the
the
crazy
other,
one.
yeah.
The one who.
But what was
Each-
that?
Richard Jenkins.
He played
Richard
Jewell.
Jewell. Richard Jewell, not Richard Jenkins.
I didn't realize he had such a big role
Yeah.
between Black Klansman and now.
But
But
I think overall, like, fucking good movie.
but like I didn't think that pretty much all of them were gonna
yeah, I know you
die
don't
within the
expect
course
that
of
to
this
start.
like journey. And like something I didn't pick up, but Alex said,
That's
and
me.
you said you heard it as well. Is when one of them said, "I wouldn't jump on a grenade at the start," and he does that at the
Yeah.
end,
Yeah.
at the
early
end,
on
like-
in part of the like history stuff that they keep throwing in, and they reference someone who was like an incredible person who was one of the first African American soldiers who was forced into it and drafted and then like dove on a grenade to save his infantry. and
got
stuff.
like the Victorian Cross.
yeah,
whatever.
and they're all joking around about how like I wouldn't fucking do that.
I just think it's very interesting because when you look at the flashbacks, or the memory scenes, I'm going to call them.
Yep.
And you know, Stillman Norman's, the young one. Chadwick Boseman was great in the movie. I don't think we've
Oh,
mentioned.
Chadwick Boseman's monologues that he does, fucking
that
so
one
good.
when they just after they heard that Martin Luther King, like they are ready to like they're ready to cause some shit, and he pulls them back like so hard.
But I think the contrast between like the flashbacks where they all look older and he's a young one, and then you go to the present where it's David kind of filling the role of his role.
You really just every element about this I was so on board for.
And Paul like has a connection, like a deep connection with both of them.
Yeah. Paul's life basically revolves around these two people, who he's both haunted by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I gave it a 4.
Gave it a 4.5.
I gave it a 4.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
The only thing that loses it for me is you're right, the ending.
Yeah.
where
It just becomes a little bit unbelievable. But like
It jumps out of nowhere.
yeah. Like I did have to kind of search up like halfway through. Like I wasn't looking at spoilers. I was like, I just kind of read like the first part of the Wikipedia to see if it said based on a true story.
Yeah.
After stuff had started happening, I was like,
Is this
This is
crazy
a bit of
action scene?
murder.
Yeah, is this crazy action scene actually real? And then it's like, oh no, it's all good.
but
Fucking good work, Spike Lee. Keep doing what you're doing. What's he working on next? Is he doing something good?
who knows?
I want to see what Spike Lee is up to. While you do that, Alex, where can people find us?
they can find us over
A
on
second.
Millennial.
Don't jump the gun. What's the next homework segment?
Oh yeah, I'd never seen Apocalypse Now, and I saw it on Stan. I was like, oh, we should watch Apocalypse Now.
I think I've watched like the first 20 minutes.
Have you seen it?
I've not seen it.
Well,
It
we'll find
will
out if
follow
Steph's seen
up this very well, I believe.
We're going to go on a run of war movies.
Yep. Anyway, you can check us out over at youtube.com/Millennial Movie Talk, over at Patreon/Millennial Movie Talk, iTunes, we're on there, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, we're on it all, Facebook, and then you can find us on Instagram and follow us each on Instagram, we're all on there. Everything's in the one spot. It's easy to find. And yeah, until next week.
Spike Lee's working on a documentary called American Utopia, which is about a Broadway show. It looks pretty good. He's also working on something called Prince of Cats.
That's a Romeo and Juliet
Oh,
thing.
okay, that's disappointing.
80s hip hop retelling of Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, no, you know what? I'm fucking behind that. Is there anyone attached yet?
No.
No?
Anyway.
Oh, man, I'm down for that.
Until next week,
I'm Braden.
I'm Michael.
and I'm Alex.